All right, we are here with Coach Deifel. Alyssa, do you want to get us started?
Yeah, man, Mother Nature not giving you a break. I mean, you had to wait for so long to start, and then she's going to make you start a little bit later. But what was it like just at least getting a game under your belt before you head into the weekend?
Oh, it's just really exciting. I think it felt like it had been way too long. And so just to see them out there again and competing was pretty awesome. And to start with an opponent like Oklahoma State, it's game on, ready or not, here we go. And the conditions weren't great. I thought they handled it really well. And I just am really excited by what I saw in this team and what we have to build off of.
What do you want to see specifically this weekend against these opponents? Because you lost some games last weekend. SEC is slowly going to creep up on you guys. So what do you want to see from your team this upcoming weekend?
Well,
next week.
Yeah.
It's not really the weekend.
Yeah. This past weekend is, again, just a reminder to make the most of the moment you're in. And so, for us, it's controlling what we can. Last weekend, we had to push our games up. This weekend we're pushing them back. It's not things we can control. We can control how we approach each game. And so strategically or softball wise, I loved our fight. We had a ton of fight. I don't think there are many teams that would fight back the way that we did down 7. And so just to see them kind of claw back into the game and pass the bat and do those things. I think we had a ton of fight. I don't think we were that great on the defensive side of the ball. So I don't think we pitched it that well. I don't think we defended very well. So when you're looking at that game, I think we were very good in one aspect of the game. And I think there's room to grow in the others, but I'm not concerned. We have a very strong pitching staff. We have a very strong defense, and I know we'll be better moving forward. But I think the thing that was the best to see was just the fight and the heart in this team that we knew was there, but just to see it on display was pretty awesome.
Courtney, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Paul?
Yeah, Coach, were there a couple of aspects that maybe stuck out? You talked about the defense and maybe didn't pitch as well. How much did the weather play in that? And I mean, probably on both teams some, right?
Well, yeah, I think it affected both sides. They pitched it a lot better than they did that night too. So I think it's tough conditions, not any excuse because we're both playing in the same conditions, but it's tough to spin the ball when it's that cold and kind of the wind piece of it. But, it's safe conditions. So we have to find a way to be better in that. We've already talked about that. And that's the nice thing is kind of seeing that early and knowing what we have to adjust moving forward. But I just would say our pitching and our defense, we just, we gave them too much, and you can't give any team that, especially Oklahoma State.
The other thing I was going to ask is going into this weekend, fingers crossed that you get to play for. We don't know that, but do you have plans to see different people and see different pitchers and a variety, at least as many as you can this weekend?
Yes, absolutely. I think we were already going to put, when we actually wrote out the lineup for game 2 before we had to call it because we didn't feel like it was safe, but you're going to see a different lineup. And I think that's the nice thing about it. We had a few that were home. You're going to see in quarantine, you're going to see those in the lineup. You're going to see the ones that were in there. You're going to see different combinations of all of that. So we have to be a lot more mindful of using more early. It's not typically what we do, but we're going to need to do that, especially with just not knowing what the future holds with any kind of COVID curveballs we're going to get thrown.
The only other thing I was going to ask is Autumn didn't get the opportunity to pitch. I mean, that was obvious. Was that obviously weather related?
Well, we didn't have her to go on Thursday. We were doing some rehab stuff and we were going to be able to use her on Saturday. And so she'll be ready to go from here on forward.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Jordan?
Coach Braxton was talking about the time off the whole year. The team got really competitive, and you talked about the fight, but because they had to go up against each other, how does that help you moving forward? And is that something you agree with? Have you seen them kind of just take it over the edge in terms of competitiveness?
Yes, absolutely. How great is she, by the way? I was just like, listening outside. I'm like, oh gosh. You know, yeah, they had to find a way to be competitive. I think the great thing is when you get the whole team back, they're already familiar with each other. And they already are, they know who each other are. And so when you get in those competitive settings, they don't care about each other's feelings. You know, and I think you see that sometimes in female sports a little bit. We've seen it in the past with some of our teams, but this team is just like, they're ready to trash talk. They're ready to like, just go at it with each other. And I think that's what's so fun about them is they're familiar and they're just straight competitive. Braxton's one of the most competitive people I've ever been around. And so when you have the people like Braxton and Stormy and Hannah McEwen, you know, those that are just like, so competitive, you can't help it. Like it just, everyone feeds off of it and it spills out. So just in different things we had to do this fall, just with having to play ourselves, adding different aspects of the game that forces them to be competitive within each competition. I think that's really paid off, but just this team and how connected they are and just how ready they are to have one up on the other person, I think is a pretty fun environment to be in.
Anybody have any more for Coach Deifel?
Good.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.